is the last for the chapter number 2. So on the third topic, we are going to be looking at creativity and innovation, and we are saying when you talk about creativity, is about devising new ideas or new ways of doing things. And then innovation is all about we need to improve on the existing ideas. Then discovery is making something new, known that which has been existing but whose users have not been perceived. So a discovery is something that it's known. So we are saying, for example, we have these guys that discovered the airplanes. So that is it on the definitions of terms under that particular topic. So roles of creativity and innovation in entrepreneurship. So how does the creativity and innovation, what role does the creativity and innovation play in entrepreneurship? The first one is creativity boosts business reputation. So the more you are creative, the more you are able to be recognized in the market in terms of a market leader, in terms of somebody who is doing very well. And that's why in Kenya we have, for example, Safaricom company. They have been able to come up with a very nice mobile money platform that we call M-Pesa, and it has really built their reputation in the country and across the world, because guys are using these platforms to be able to send monies to their loved ones. Then it is a source of business survival. So we need to also be creative, because with a lot of competition around, you cannot just afford as an entrepreneur to just sit and you do not innovate anything, you do not set up anything. Then the third one, we are saying creativity spurs entrepreneurial quality. So we improve on matters quality, because everyone is seeking to give the customers the best. So we end up competing even among companies, among entrepreneurs, who is going to produce the best brand that customers are going to be loyal to the brand. The fourth one is creativity, creating new ideas for competitive advantage. When you have competitive advantage, or as an entrepreneur, it simply means that you have an upper hand. You have an upper hand in some services that you are offering, some goods that you are offering. The other one is thinking of novel ways to develop your product and improve the business. So creativity and innovation, we are saying it helps you as an entrepreneur come up with new ways. You can be able to look at the product in the market and be able to develop new ways of the product, or of improving the product. And then lastly, creativity is problem solving. So creative ideas lead to solving of various problems in the market. Then we have what we call the creativity process. We have what we call idea generation. So the idea, under that particular stage, idea generation, this is where the germination takes place. It's like a seed. When you are planting a seed, we have the germination stage. Then after that, preparation. So information and knowledge accumulation stage. So you prepare yourself. You have an idea. I want to develop a mobile application, for example, for an institution or for a company. So by preparation, then we mean let us gather information around mobile apps. How do they work? How are they hosted in platforms like Play Store and so on and so forth? And by doing so now, that enables you to move to stage number 3, where we call it incubation. The subconscious digests the information and knowledge and relates it to any past experience. So you have a subconscious mind. You have gathered information around yourself. So you sit down and think about it. You digest the information. Is it a good idea to be able to begin? Then the fourth one is the illumination. The idea lights up and becomes real. So it lights up. It is now practical. And then finally, on verification, this is where we implement and test whatever creative idea that we had. And we are saying innovation now is able to lead us to improved quality. It is also able to lead us to creation of new markets. It is able to, the third one, lead us to extension of the product range. So we can always broaden our products. For example, during the period for COVID, most companies that were in the apparel side, or they concentrate on manufacturing clothing and garments, they were also able to extend a product range by including also manufacturing of masks, and they were able to make a lot of money through that. So that is innovation ways. You can say now masks are now really much needed around. So what can we be able to do? Then the other one is reduced labor costs. The other one is improved production processes. The other one is reduced environmental damage. And the last one is replacement of products stroke services. So whatever is not working well can be replaced by new innovative ideas. The other one is the innovation process. Number A is analytical planning, carefully identifying the product or service features, design as well as the resources that will be needed. That one is on the analytical planning. So we analyze. The second one is resource organization. So we look for the necessary resources. I just mentioned some of these as I was starting. So in terms of capital, what do we need? In terms of employees, those are the human resources. In terms of technology, what do we need? We can be able now to look for them and ensure that they are ready. The third step on the innovation is implementation. So now the resources that we have, we put them into use, so that we are able to accomplish the plans that we did in step number A. And then the last one is commercial application. This is also what we can be able to refer to as commercialization. So we provide the value to customers. We simply take this innovation to the market, test the market, and if it's okay now, we release it entirely to sell the particular product. Now we have what we call the types of innovation. We have inventions, the creation of new product, services, or processes, often one that is novel and untried. So invention is more of the untried kind of goods. They are not tried in the market, so we can come up with some of them, and then from there we have what we call extension, the expansion of an already existing product or service. So we expand that. The other one is duplication, the replication of an already existing product or service or processes, while adding the entrepreneur's creative touch. So that one is duplication. So we can replicate whatever is already in the market. Most of companies are also able to do that. Of course, they do not want to go the process of starting from the process, the first stage. So they'd rather look at what is in the market they can duplicate, and they go ahead and do it. And lastly, another type of innovation is synthesis, and we are saying it's a combination of several existing concepts or ideas to form a new idea. So we may be thinking of several concepts. So by doing so, we can now come up with a new idea based on those particular concepts. Requirements of innovation. Number A is economic demand. People engage in innovation out of belief that the economic returns will be greater than its cost. So that is the first one, the requirement for innovation. So we need to make sure that whatever we are thinking about is required in the market, so that we don't go throughout the process and then whatever product that we thought of does not respond well to the market. The second requirement of innovation is surplus capital. Provides the necessary time and startup cost for implementing a new idea. And the third one is ability to assemble and invest capital. And so we need to be able to raise finances. We need to be able to raise the necessary cash and generally all other resources. And the other one is availability of growth, fostering social institutions which facilitate the speed of technological advancement. Strengthening the creativity and innovation in entrepreneurship. So how do we strengthen creativity and innovation? The first one is we need to have a political economy of reform which only needs inputs and capacity. So the political environment needs to be very supportive. We do not want any time that we are developing something new, maybe those that are in the legislature are looking at coming up and setting up laws that affect the operations of such kind of businesses. Then the other one is government can drive innovation through appropriate programs and awareness. So we have also the government playing a very critical role to ensure people are aware even of what we have just talked about, the Kenya Industrial Estates, the Youth Fund, the Women Fund. We need to create awareness of those so that new entrepreneurs will not have to struggle. They know if I approach the government, maybe the Youth Fund or the Women Fund, I can be able to get some funding on the same. The other one is active involvement of mass media, especially in the increasing access to internet. So now I believe even in this country we are now on the verge of launching 5G networks, internet networks, because now guys are moving to a remote way or virtual way of doing things, virtual offices. So mass media will play a critical role. Newspapers, print media, those are the newspapers, television. I have seen televisions also run programs on entrepreneurship. It depends on which channel, but we have those educative programs that we as entrepreneurs we can be able to watch. Like Citizen TV have a program they call Business Now that runs from 1 p.m. on Monday, so you can be able to watch that. They discuss on how to invest and how to go about matters investment. Another one is to be able to provide resources for emerging ventures. Authorities should involve and give opportunity for emerging ventures to occur and provide necessary facilities. That is also revolving around the support by the government. The other one is encourage industrial bodies and chamber of commerces to take lead in driving greater collaborations between businesses and startups. We have what we call Chamber of Commerce. This is an institution to support businessmen around being able to easen the ways of starting a business. So it's a great institution also to be able to support entrepreneurs. What are some of the barriers to creativity and innovation? That is what we are calling the common barriers. The first one is inadequate resources. So sometimes we have the idea, but we do not have the necessary resources. We do not have finances, and then it becomes quite difficult to be able to proceed. Fear. Guys are fearing to fail. You are not aware about tomorrow. You are not aware whether your invention is going to work or not. So it becomes a challenge when you are fearful. The other one is unclear direction. You do not have a clear vision. You do not have a clear future or the innovation that you want to do. You are not sure about it. You don't know where it's going to land you. So it really becomes a challenge also. The other one is doubts and confusions. We have you not being sure. You are confused. Confusion is, of course, maybe you may have a number of ideas, so you don't know which one is right. You don't know which one is right, so it becomes a big issue. And then the last one is lack of knowledge. So the creative person should essentially have knowledge on various subjects. Time, you need also to understand the market, the production methods if you are thinking of production. And lastly, the final point is the cost of research and development. Remember, for you to be able to move forward, issues of research and development are critical. And of course, it's expensive. It's expensive to be able to do research and development.